working. B-Side 5, B-Side 5.
B-Side 5. Welcome to the Developmental Focus Point. I'm your host, Bo Scarbrough. With me are my two co-hosts, Christion Jones and Blake Sim, Alabama legends, and we are brought to you by Workspace Solution, Oakmont Financial Partner. And our guest we had tonight is my fullback, Bobby Holley. What's up, Bobby? What's up, CJ? What's up, Blake?
What's up,
Bobby? What up, brother?
What's up, y'all?
What's happening, bro?
Man, Bobby, man, hey. I think Bobby would have did a great job at Bama at that fullback, like Newton.
Head knocker.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
he
liked
that. Right there.
He liked that for real.
Hey,
okay.
Contact
hey, you know how.
You had a 15?
Hey, yeah, you know how you got that whole lineman, they be like, hey, follow me. You know what I'm saying? That's how Bobby is. Bobby say follow him. God damn it, you better follow.
Bobby just want to do his job.
Yeah, that's it. That's all. He just want to knock somebody out, 2-3 people. That's it.
Yeah.
Sometimes he'll go out there and block the air. You know what I'm saying? Let people just hit.
Oh man, when have I ever let somebody just smack?
Hey, CJ, I'm running behind him. I'm thinking Bobby finna blow him up. Man, he ran straight past him. I said, "What you doing, Bobby?"
What game was this?
The one that I always be telling you about, and you be like, "Man,
I don't remember that."
Man, hey, Bobby, I got a question for you.
Talk to me.
Following Bo's career, seeing him at Alabama, and then getting the opportunity to play with him, can you just give us like a quick story where you was like, "Man, this dude Bo is crazy, dog."
Oh,
everybody got this old thought of somebody like seeing him on TV and stuff, and then you might see him and be like, "Cause you would not think Blake Sims is the way he is, fam."
Nah, Bo first day of practice, he gets down here, and we do.
You owe me a knee.
Nah, you owe me an eye. we run that T-bone formation with 3 backs in the backfield, and we run the play to the left. And coach say, all right, let's do it again, but we're going to run it to the right. So we ain't got no helmets on. We in the backfield. It's walkthrough, but you know, we
3-point stands.
3-point stands. We all go to the right. He to my right, and he come to the left. Bow. I got big old Roscoe Jenkins now on my eye, and he talking about his knee hurt.
Dang, his knee hit your eye.
Go get out there on out, man. I'm telling the Birmingham fan, they don't play now.
He need me in the knee, man. You feel me? In his head knocked me out. I was seeing stars, bro. That was my first time ever actually seeing stars. You know, you only seeing them on a little cartoon where they be flowing around. Hey, they were. I said, shit. You know what I'm saying? I thought I had a concussion.
Yeah.
Man, right there.
Now you know what them linebackers be feeling.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Hey, pop your stuff then. Pop your stuff. Hey, what school you went to, Bobby?
I went to La Tech, man.
Okay. Respect, though. Respect.
Good 5 years.
Yeah. I think my partner Devin White went there.
Devin White?
Wide receiver. Yeah.
Shoot. What years?
He was there 2010 through 14.
Okay, yeah, he was he was that he graduated. He left the year before I got there. I got there in 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. What's up, Trent?
What up, 3?
What up, squares?
What up, Trent? What you got going on over there, dude? Boy got all his lights in his car on.
Man, shit, you see here,
That's how you know. Hey, that's how you know you the athletic director. You ride around with all lights on. No, you get pulled over.
The athletic director don't be late.
What we got on the gym?
But yeah, man, we're gonna move on, man, to the topic, man. And you know, we got a request from one of the people in the comments that be watching the show. one of our people that be watching the show, and they wanted to talk about protecting our players' mental health, and what we face and how we overcame adversity, and what can we, tell them about how we overcame adversity and how we overcame the dark space that we was in. And it's just I'm gonna start off by saying it's just football, man, and it come with the game, man. Protecting player mental health is the only way that I can see it is by them going to see a psychiatrist or something like that, and they're just words, and they don't describe the feeling or anything that they may be going through or anything like that. But I think a good way to protect the player mental health is to let them see a psychiatrist either once a week or twice a week during the off season. I want to recommend it during the season because it can mess with a player confidence, and they'll be thinking about all kinds of other things instead of thinking about what's going on, where they at, and what's going on with the team, and the program, and buying into the system, into the program. But I'm gonna start out, man, about when I was in. I think my mental health started when I'm not gonna even say mental health. It's just health. Period. When I first broke my ankle in the ninth grade, and then I come back and tear my ACL in the 10th grade, and then 11th grade I had a high ankle sprain. Then the 12th grade I had a torn meniscus, and I think that the one of the things that kept me focused on down the right path on the things that I needed to be focused on was Mary T. Long, and I say, and she was the athletic trainer at the time, and the reason why I say that she helped me stay focused because she rehabbed me the entire time, and she treated me like a son, and she told me all the parts about the body, and things that I need to be doing, what I'm saying, that I didn't know that would help me today, and how I overcame adversity by going through rehab when I didn't feel like going. And that was the time that you get better. Like, of course you're gonna get better. Of course you're gonna, do it, a good job when it's something that you want to do. But when you go into therapy every day, and they can get overwhelming, and you have 1 or 2 days out of that week that you like, nah, man, I don't really feel like doing this. You know what I'm saying? But when you do go and you put forth an effort and you give 100% like you did when you wanted to go, that's the time that you become better. That's the time that you feel good about yourself. And that what it was for me. And Cam Sims, he was in the same position that I was in. We both got hurt at the same time. So he was another guy that kept me motivated. We motivated each other. We had the same injury going on, got hurt at the same time, and we was there for each other. We went to rehab together, so I had someone there with me that I can relate to, and that was in the same position, same background, on the same team, same class. And Cam Sim, the days that I didn't feel like doing it, he would push me to do, to be better, and I would do the same to him. And it's just like when I saw him doing things 100%, I'm like, I got to be the same way. I was feeling like he was leaving me. So him working hard on the days that I didn't want to help me. He probably don't even know that. But of course he gonna know when he was pushing me. Yeah. But by seeing him working, it made me want to work harder on the days that I didn't want to, work. And that's the way I think of overcoming adversity, by doing things 100% when you don't feel like doing it. That's the time that you get better. And I mean, from my standpoint, using it as an excuse, um, I don't know about that part because I don't know what the next person may be going through. So I can't say that it's an excuse for them not to work hard. Like I don't know what that person may be going through, mentally. So it's just that sometimes you just got to talk to people, and when you don't feel like talking, and open up And when you open up, it make you feel good about yourself, and you feel great when you open up to someone that you don't know or to someone that you do know, because they give you a response that you probably don't want to hear, that you need to hear, and that what makes them a good friend, because a good friend will tell you things that you don't want to hear when you need to hear it. Because if they only telling you things that you want to hear, then they're not your friend. They only hurting you more. They only tearing you down. So for me, that's what in my perspective I would say, overcoming adversity and mental health. So I'm gonna pass the stick along to Blake and get his thoughts on the mental health part, and using mental health for an excuse not to work hard, and how he overcame some adversity. So I'm gonna pass it on to you, Blake.
My mental health, man, how I handle it was just really just leaning on my mother, like family, really. Like I guess what I'm saying, finding my happy place. Like when I'm able to get away from everybody and just come to one. You know what I'm saying? Like being at Bama, coming home, like whenever I was going through things like competing for the starting position, or every year that I'm watching my friends get closer and closer and know they have an opportunity to go to NFL draft, and I ain't even touched the field yet. You know what I'm saying? Like just staying humble, going back home, going back to the roots and stuff, and understand where I came from, and being like, shoot, I know I done been through worse things than this growing up as a kid. So that just, man, just leaning, having somebody to talk to, bro. Like I know it's a couple times I done looked at my people or my parents and was just like, I appreciate y'all calling me and just asking me like, Blake, how you doing? Like, how's your soul? How's your heartbeat? Like, I think that was the biggest thing, to have somebody. I mean, it didn't start off like that. Like I had to speak up, because you're not heard unless you speak up. It could be about actions too. It can also be about action. It ain't gotta be about word of mouth. But just speaking to somebody and going on the football field. If it's just doing drills, if it's out there playing football with the guys, you know what I'm saying? Just clearing my mind, man. Clearing my mind and just having people around me that love me, and my daughter with me, having her with me, and it just kept me calm and collective, and being knowing who I am. You know what I'm saying? I know who I am, and I knew like I had a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like I like that quote from Jalen, that before anybody had an opinion, he had a purpose. Right. And I felt it when he said it. You feel me? Because that's how I feel. And I just had to weather the storm that God had me in for me to be that king that I was when I walked off that field. And I think speaking, man, just speaking up and just being who you are, and understand that sometimes people ain't gonna understand. People's not gonna understand what's your dream. They're not gonna see your dream. We say it's a lot of talking, but sometimes it's a lot of it's faith in the man upstairs and believing in yourself. Because a lot of people want you to sit here and be like, "Hey, I believe in you," but why you gotta wait on that?
Right. Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Why you gotta wait on that? Because a lot of it come from confidence, man. It come from confidence, walking around knowing who you is and being honest with yourself. You sit there lying to yourself, you're gonna be sitting there getting mad at yourself because you wondering why this ain't happening the way it need to. Like how you said, Cam was leaving you. You feel me? Then you sat right there with like, nah, the way I've been thinking shit. I had the same conversation with myself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Blake, you just looking at the play one time, it ain't gonna happen.
Right.
I had to change, bro. Like if you want better for yourself, you gotta change. Sometimes you're gonna leave people behind, but if it's meant to be, it's gonna be what it is. And I feel like that's a part that some people miss. And just having people to talk to, like you gotta just think about it, fool. Like people that like players like me and Jones, like worked our whole life, bro. Went crazy at Bama. Went to our first camp and got sent home like third day. Like in Tuscaloosa, trying to thug it out the best way that we can. But when people see us, they think we got $1 million in our pocket. Always asking us, "What you doing?" You know what I'm saying? What you doing? You still playing? You going somewhere? That's something else that messes with your mental.
Yeah, and I don't mean to cut you off, but like every time I saw you and Christian, it was always good spirit. Even when I saw y'all at the autograph signing that we had in Huntsville, y'all probably don't even remember that one, do you? The one that
No,
we
for
had
sure.
in Huntsville, it was always good spirit. Like Christian, like CJ, he's always on 10. It's like you can never like I don't think I ever seen this dude sad or mad. You know what I'm saying? Like fully energetic, and I can back you up on that. When I see y'all guys, it's just like wow, because it's positive. It's not like negative, like man, I ain't do this, man, ain't nah, y'all don't even speak like that. Like y'all
Yeah.
what's going on right now and how y'all can be better. And it's just like Blake, when you was playing in Frisco and I used to come over there and holler at you, it was always good spirit. Like
Always, man.
you know what I'm saying?
Always. I mean, that's man. We through our career. Well, I'm gonna speak for myself. Through my career, bro, I have been the top dog, but then scoot to the bottom. You see what I'm saying? But I always believe how you handle the next thing. That's how God know how much He can bless you with
Right.
when your next opportunity come. You feel me? Like I'm not scared to cry in front of my brothers. You see what I'm saying? Like that's a different feeling. Like,
Got
cause we don't want to do that, bro. It messes up your mental. Cause then you looking at people like, hold up, you looking at me some type of way. You feel me? Like, my boy, you mad because I was throwing the touchdown, but you wanted to be the one throwing the touchdown. Like sometimes it can mess you up, man. And sometimes you just gotta distance yourself and just be like, all right, they get it.
right.
Get in your own mindset, get in your own mental. Cause like you gotta just grind, fool. And it's the dog in you. Cause when you go through that, you're gonna be like, cool, but you gotta be the one to be like, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going.
So how do you feel about these guys using their mental health as an issue to not work hard?
I don't want to say it's an excuse. I want to say more of like it's a lack of confidence. You know what I'm saying? Like Superman, I always know like if he fall down, he gonna get right back up and go even harder.
Right.
Like you gotta think about it, bro. The first time you get punched in your mouth, if it's fighting or if it's on that football field, when you stand up, you gonna know I'm gonna be back tomorrow, or you gonna be like, nah, this football ain't me.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And some people gotta understand, like mental do mess with folks. You feel me? But you gotta be the one to crawl up out of that hole. Like my uncle told me one day. He had a friend. Used to go to his house, have a couple cups with him. You feel me? He used to have a dog, and the dog used to just howl all the time. 3 days go by, he over there chilling. He like, man, that dog keep howling. He said that dog gonna keep howling till he get off that nail.
Right. Exactly.
So like, go through what you gotta go through, man. But when it's time to stand up and march like a true G.
Straight up.
Do you have any adversity that you overcame? It can be injuries. I know you talked about you battling for that number one spot at quarterback.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about some adversity that you overcame and how you did it?
Yeah, man. Just being like, I mean, my dad had 8 kids, bro. My dad had 8 kids, so and we didn't have the luxury of other people. You feel what I'm saying? So like to have that adversity when you didn't have a bag, whenever I had a bad game and people didn't understand the mouse I'm trying to feed, I gotta get to that next level. So when that's like knowing that's in somebody else's hand and it could possibly be taken out at any time. So like my first year, what I'm speaking of is my freshman year of being redshirt. So it's just like that was one opportunity where it's like sometimes it's okay to wait, and that's when Jones told me patience is the key and faith will unlock the door.
Wow, great. So I'm gonna get Bobby, to speak a little bit about the mental health part of it, and some adversity that he overcame during his, his career, and maybe now. So Bobby, could you tell us about some, some mental health issue that you may have or that you overcame, and some adversity that you overcame and how you did it?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Like my freshman year of college, coming out of high school, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer, and when I got to college, young buck, you ready to have all your family in the stands watching you, but I mean, I got most of my family in there, but my mom ended up passing my freshman year. And just being around ball, you get that spot, like something like that happens, you start to question yourself. Do I really want to play ball? Do I want to do this or that? But my teammates, they just put their arms around me and helped me through that hard time, and that really played a big part on like just my mental health, because I mean you fighting that battle within yourself. You like, do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? But at the end of the day, you know what you need to do, but you got all these conflicts in your mind just fighting you day in and day out. But I mean, an adverse situation I had to deal with, coming out of tech, being a fullback, coming out 2020, the COVID year, being a fullback of all freaking positions, I was blessed to, get that undrafted deal, go out to LA, a little country boy going out to California. Never seen nothing like it. But, going day in, day out, busting your butt through camp, make it to the final cut, seeing all these articles, just, you know, praising you, telling you like this guy is going to be it. This guy is going to be the next fullback for the Chargers, and being put in situations where you actually believe like, okay, this is going to be my shot. This is going to be my chance to not only change my life but change my family's life, my future kids' life. And getting down to that last cut day, get that call, and it's like boom, all that's gone. So not gonna lie, like that. When I was out in Cali, I was shoot 250 solid, big fullback, move anything out the way. Once I got cut, got back home within like a month and a half, I was 220. Just depression hit hard, and it's like people look at me. It's like, ah man, you're not the same guy that I saw like 6 months ago, a year ago. It's like, well, I mean, that's demons that I have to fight within myself. And what really helped me was it's just like I had to find a way to be okay with myself within myself. I just talked to my mom. I mean, I know she's not here physically, but being able to speak to that spiritual world and just be able to feel that they can hear you and feel that they can understand where you're coming from. That a lot of people on this earth nowadays, they don't know where you're coming from. But just to be able to do that is, with mental health, I really feel like a lot of, like you said, Bo, like therapy, like psychiatrists, that can help. But at the end of the day, you have control over your mental. You're the only person that can conduct how you feel, what you feel. Like you have control over that, but it's just the amount of strength that you have to to do that. I mean, and some people may need that help. Some people may need that person or those people to talk to, but I mean, I had to find it within myself to just sit down and have deep conversation with myself, and that really brought me out of my like just depression and just bad mental health. And I mean, it's things to this day I still struggle with, but I mean that's a battle that you have to fight day in and day out, and you just gotta find a way to come out on top each and every day.
Yeah. How did you what kept when your mom passed?
Yeah.
What kept you going? Like, what motivated you to to continue to play football in college and to continue your career? I mean, someone mom passed, and that's big. That's real. Real heart breaking. And
Yeah.
I don't. I never been in that situation, so I'm asking, like, what kept you going?
Oh, I mean, she did. In her dying days, she looked at me, my brother, and my sister, like we all around the hospital bed, upset, crying, and she just looked at us and just told us, like, don't be sad. I mean, like, it's life, it's gonna go on, but y'all just got to make sure that y'all make the best life possible. So, I mean, even in her dying days, even in the days that she was hurting bad, this, that, the other, she always found a way to, motivate us. And even darkest days, she always found a way to motivate us, put a smile on our face. So, I mean, she was the main reason why I kept pushing, because it's like, if I just give up now, then all of it was for nothing.
Gotcha. So, how do you feel about these guys using mental health as an issue to not work hard?
Like Six said, I mean, I don't think it's I don't think a lot of guys use it as an excuse. I mean, some people do. I mean, some people do use certain things as an excuse. But like he said, I mean, it's all about self motivation, and it's like your mental health. Yes, it can bring you down, it can take you down, but like I said, it's going to be your decision to make. Either you want to keep going down that dark road, or you can take this left or this right and get off that road. I mean, you can bring yourself out of it, and if you need help, talk to someone. If you need a little bit of guidance, just have somebody pull along with you. Like, people don't understand. Like, nowadays, there's so much social media and this, that, and the other. It's so many different avenues to get help. You just have to take that first step to use it. So it's like, I'm not, like I said, I can put it into scenarios. Some of them may use their mental health as an excuse, but I feel like, me personally, a lot of them are just lost and they just don't know how to deal with certain things. So they do need that help, and it's just they have to find that right person to connect with to be able to bring them out of those dark days.
Right. Yeah, that's good, man. That's some good stuff
That's
right
some
there.
big stuff.
Yeah. Who took you under their wing when that situation happened down at at La Tech on the football team? I don't know if was it a football player or what. I don't know who took you under their wing when you lost your mom.
Oh, it was the whole team, man. Like, I talked to a lot of the guys that I came in with. I told them, I said, man, like, I don't know if I can do this, because my mind was racing day in and day out. Hell, on plays I wouldn't know if I needed to go left or right, block this guy, block that guy. But like I said, the whole team just wrapped their arms around me. My family, my brother, my sister, my dad, everybody just came around me, because I was the only one in my family to actually get to college and be able to graduate, this and that. So I needed to be that focal point. I needed to be that guy that gives a lot of the kids from my town somebody to look up to, somebody to show them, like, listen, he did it, so why can't I? So just having that family, having my family, having my brotherhood at La Tech, I mean, they all wrapped their arms around me, and they kept me on the right road. So I'm forever grateful for those guys.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good, man. That's big right there for your teammates. To come and be there for you during the whole time that you're there at La Tech, and for your family to also play a big role in it as well, which we kind of expect, but some families don't do that, and it's
Yeah,
just a
True.
blessing. It's a blessing that you had that in your life during your hard time when you lost your mom. You
yeah,
know, I lost my auntie, and through the same thing that you lost your mom. Well, we had the conversation.
yeah, yeah.
3 times we talk about it. But I appreciate you for sharing, man. That's big, and I hope that the people who are watching are really listening to what you just said, because that's big. That was some knowledge that you just spoke, and I'm passing on to CJ, and like CJ, can you tell us about some mental health issues that you had, or some adversity that you overcame, that you can share with the people, if you don't mind, please?
Yeah, man. So mental health for me started real early in high school, where I was a cocky guy, stuck in my ways, stubborn,
egotistic. Really felt like I had the world wrapped in my hand, especially being a person from my neighborhood who never had accomplished or recognized the way I was. So when I got to Bama, that's when really mental health, mental issues for me started kicking in, when you get to a point where you're the guy and then now you're at the lower of the totem pole. And I have never been pushed in a way that the university pushed me in terms of all avenues of life, academics, athletics, just living a regular life. And, being that your schedule is pretty much made your freshman year throughout the course of freshman and sophomore seasons, you're just not being able to exploit your talent the way you want to. And so that bothers you when you get in those rooms by yourself, in bed at night, when you walking around the halls by yourself, whatever the case may be, those things start to trickle down on your mind and start to play a big role. I was so filled with anger mentally to the point where I would, react in a negative way towards my family members, towards other teammates. It wasn't really to the point where I got a chance to get out of school, actually, to where I started humbling myself and recognizing the bigger picture, which was you're affected, or are you going to be the one affecting? And so I learned that controlling what I can control, which is my energy, the power that I have to influence people on and off the court, on and off the field, was just magnifying to be able to be told this by people you never thought was watching you do the things that you do. And they reflect into your life the fact that this is bigger than sports. Like, you have a lot of talent, you got a lot of things going for yourself, but if you continue to go this way, it's not going to go the way you want it to go. So for me, an adverse situation was, get injuries. Like you said, injuries is one of the biggest things that really tamper with your mind, because of the sport being so competitive and not being able to exploit your talent and knowing what you can do. And at any moment when you're at a university like Alabama or any other university where there's unlimited talent, you might not never get touch the field again just due to an injury, something that you couldn't even control. So being injured, not being able to play some games or some practices was very detrimental to me, because, you have all these people who are dependent on you back at home, and the last thing you want to give those people is bad news, So those type of deals, they kind of mess with me mentally. But in terms of overcoming it and being able to get through those issues, was I found a mentor and I found a model of people that I wanted to be like, or that I wanted to represent myself as. I got around them and asked them different questions, and really at first was stubborn in my ways, like I said, but really once I sat down and started picking their brain, they started elevating my life just by getting the information that they gave me. And once they gave me the information, I was in full control of everything that could have happened to me because of my energy. And my energy was off so much that it's hard to be blessed when you're not ready to receive. So I had to put myself in a position to receive everything that I wanted by controlling and treating people right. Simple gestures to people that you don't even know, or speaking and being polite, goes a long way. It goes further than we can ever imagine, because the same people, when I changed my life and started affecting people in the right way, I started rubbing shoulders with these people on a hierarchy level, and they are in positions to put me in position. And you just never know who you're going to come across. But I do recommend that, as a football player specifically, that everybody gets some type of help. First of all, I think every football player should use their resources and get diagnosed with whatever issue that they have, so they can be medicated the right way. I think a lot of times we overlook, and it seems in such a masculine sport, it seems so sensitive and so feminine to go and ask for help in terms of our mental health, in terms of our health, period. We want to be strong-willed, we want to be strong-willed, but I think the strongest thing you can do is fix your mental. So if you take a step to go and fix your mental, go and get diagnosis, go and get the right treatment, go talk to the right people about your situation. It's not going to be easy. That's going to be a whole nother adverse situation that you're going to have to overcome, just opening up your mouth and being able to speak to people and tell them what you got going on so they can give you the right information that you need. I think each athlete in football specifically should have those diagnoses and get the correct treatment. It's just not really just talking to your friends and talking to anybody. It's about talking to the right people who's going to direct you and guide you and pour into your life to even affect you to be able to do and accomplish and overcome those things.
Right. So, I asked Bobby and Six the same question. Do using it as an excuse to not work hard. How do you feel about that? Or do you think that they use his mental health to not work hard?
Well, I think for the correct diagnosis, for some people who can't handle their mental like we may have, or can't even function with the capacity of issues that they're going on in their mind, it is a legitimate excuse. Some kids dealing with a lot of stuff, and you can use it for motivation, or you can use it to soak into your own self. But at the end of the day, I think that is something to pay attention to. But also, with that being said, there are also a lot of weak-minded people in the world,
Right.
that has never been told, to be honest, by any man to do anything in terms of hard work to reach their goals. And a lot of these kids, I deal with it now, coaching high school players. It's just something that's new to them to be able to push themselves to the maximum effort and maximum limit every single day. So a lot of that stuff is just new. They're in an uncomfortable situation, and I know at Bama we always talk about getting comfortable with the uncomfortable, and that takes time and that takes practice to be able to do that. So I think the lower percentage, about 10% of them, really got an excuse with their mental. They really got stuff going on and stuff going on with your mental don't even have to be anything traumatic going on at the crib. Right. It just can be you within yourself. So I just think that, once guys overcome being coached hard, being demanded to do certain things at a certain level, once they overcome that, they'll control their whole world.
True.
That's the big thing I like about the coaching too. Like the fact of coaching, like when you see like I never understood how like Coach Saban can know like what type of practice we was gonna have by body language, or we had something going on just because something was off. You know what I'm saying? So when you that coach, you got an opportunity to like, you just go to a kid and be like, man, what's wrong with you, man? You don't seem like yourself. And they just like fall on your shoulder, bro, and just start crying, and they be needing somebody like that. And then when they speak and they understand that it's cool, like it's nice to see it from the other side, because we always see it because we always been players.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass it on to you, Trent. Can you talk about some mental health issue that you may have, or some adversity that you overcame, and how you overcame it?
Yeah, man. I was kind of listening to y'all guys, man. Mental health is a touchy subject, but I definitely think we've all been through a process of having some type of, and if you don't think you got one, something might be wrong. Just because you don't think so, just because you think it's normal, doesn't mean it's normal. And so for me, man, when I got to Bama, best thing I had for me, especially my freshman year, I felt like I should have been doing more. I wanted to do more. Like I wanted to be that guy, and we all go through it. But at the same time, man, I was a dad too. I had two little girls. And so I felt when I would go to Nick about this a lot of times, and Coach Carter, about not being around my kids at this age. So that was hard for me. I think me and Blake had conversations. We might have had conversations about this. I went to Nick that year. It was my sophomore year, and I was telling him I was hot because it was gonna be my first Christmas I had to miss. I had to miss with my kids, and so we had to travel on Christmas. But Nick them had all this in the meeting room. We were fit to go eat, and bro, you know, somebody was hot and hurt. I had I feel like a coward. I'm not with my kids on Christmas, and y'all got y'all kids. But it was a lesson in that too. So, but he helped me with a lot of that too, man. Like I've noticed change with Nick over time. Being, you gotta be able to talk to somebody, man. Like he had kids early. He not playing football until my in high school. And he put the face on being that guy, held a lot of stuff in and just bringing it out when I get on the football field, you know. So that's you can only the real man. You can only do so much when you're not taught to talk about this. We've been taught our whole life to let God handle it, but we've never been to talk and be like, well, Mom, or I need a hug, or going through something. Well, we just gonna go to the altar. We gonna pray. That's what we've been taught our whole life, not to question God. And but when it come down to it, man, you gotta have somebody to talk that talk, man. You gotta be able to know. You might be getting your word. Or,
Trent, you break.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But as I was saying, you got to be able to talk to somebody, because just praying about it is not gonna happen. You can pray all day, but you got to put some type of work in, and you got the boss can bless your mouth, ears, hands. You got all these things, so you got to be able to use it. You got to go 50-50 with them in something. You waking you up every day, making sure that you get a good night's rest, and you ain't out here on these streets. Even if you are on the streets, bro, you still here. So you got to be able to, to speak, man. And I went through a different process when I was in the league, getting traded. That was some of the hardest stuff, man. And two of my aunties had passed, and one of my best friends had got shot by one of his friends, so it was tough going through that myself. So like I use a lot of stuff to motivate, and so I know what's what he kids, talk to somebody and just motivate. Like, they would your shoulder. That doesn't mean you got to be cocky. That doesn't mean you have to be either. But when you put a chip on your shoulder that you want to be great, that you want to be great, that you want to be hard, it's going to happen. And I can go on all night about this, man, but I know I got to get ready. We got to get up off here in a minute, man, but you got to be able to talk to somebody. That's self-talk, too, at the same time. Be able to talk to somebody, whether it's a female. Like for my freshman year, I had a girlfriend. That's what got me through a lot of it. She was an athlete, so some conversation that we would have, she was been through it. She was in school. It was a good thing that I had to help me out with that process. So bro, it's all type of way, man, but you got to be able to talk. You want to be heard, but take it in as a lesson, man, and a blessing. So that's all I got for that, man.
Yeah, we appreciate you for sharing, man. So I want to go around the room and talk about who poured life into us, into us, growing up. And I'm gonna start with you, Blake. I always start with you, but I'm gonna start with you. Who poured life into you? Coming up in high school, college, or even after college, if you have one.
I have to say my godfather, Mr. Will. Like he was just like, other than my father and my mother, he was that one guy that wouldn't tell me what I wanted to hear. He was always straightforward. Whenever he told me no, it was just, I knew it was for the right reason. You know what I'm saying? And maybe I need to give it second thoughts. He did it recently. When I got offered a coaching job, a D1 coaching job. He told me it's a great opportunity, but you're not ready for it. And for me to hear something like that, being very antsy to take any opportunity that was brought into my face, for him to see it, a lot of people would just sit there and be like, yeah, Blake, look at the money. Like, you know what I'm saying? All that, like you get to skip a couple steps and get to exactly where you want to be. But no, he saw that I needed to sit back, stay at a lower level, and work on my craft and develop to be the best person I can be.
And this when you was in high school.
Yeah, high school. He been with me through my whole life.
Gotcha. Bobby.
I mean, for me, man, it had to be my grandmother. Uh, Growing up, my mom and dad got a divorce when I was younger. Me and my dad ended up moving in with my grandmother, and she just stayed on my butt day in and day out, just making sure I was making right decisions coming up. Cause I mean, Lord knows I made a lot of wrong decisions growing up, but she kept me to have a good head on my shoulders. And I mean, throughout college, I mean, she never made a college game, but she 80 plus years old, but I just know she was in front of that TV cheering me on. So just to have her in my life and to have that motivation and to have somebody that actually loves you like that in your life, it can take you a long way. So for me, it definitely had to be my grandmother.
Great. That's nice. What about you, CJ?
For me, I grew up in church. My dad's a pastor. My mom was a first lady when they was together. So I really got to say the church poured into me, man. That's where it all started for my life. Prophecies and praying and laying of the hands and all those type deals. It really was the church. Everybody, I had a real good support system growing up in terms of family and friends who knew they kind of knew, you gonna go right. We might go left, but you gonna go right, bro. You ain't doing this. You ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? So I just thank God for those people, man, because if it wasn't for them, like you say, I could have teared left and right, because I had a chance to play both sides in terms of the demographic middle class when my mom and daddy was together, but when they divorced, we dropped like a mug. So it was just about people still instilling in me what the end goal was, and that was the goal I had. And so somebody had to push me, and the church continued to help me and do everything they could to see it manifest. And
Right. Appreciate you. What about you, Trent? Who poured life into you coming up high school, college, or college?
I put my phone on me, y'all, because my background is loud. I'm driving in truck tonight, so I hope I don't want y'all to get it.
Yo,
Yeah, we hear you.
No, I'm saying I'm gonna hold mine. I get ready to stop, man, because I know y'all can't hear me in the background, so I'm going ahead and hold mine.
Okay. I go. The person that poured life into me, we actually had him on this show a few months ago, and that was Johnny Jackson back when I was in high school. Actually, my 11th grade year, and he just made me look at life a little bit different than the path that I was looking at it. Like I was kind of looking at it like how CJ said, when he was in high school, stubborn and all that, and you want to be at the top and you think that you at the top when really in reality that you nowhere near the top because you don't know it all. So for me, when I met Johnny and Johnny started to talk to me about different things outside of football that I should know, and it just hit home for me. And once we started talking, I just felt like that I had been knowing him for so long, and I can tell that he actually cared because he still have his gym, and I was working out in his gym, and he brought me into an office and he sat me down and had a conversation with me. And I think that anyone that, that take the time out they day, to have a serious conversation with you, is they really care about you, because time is everything. Like, time ain't gonna wait on no one, and no one have time to waste. And by him doing that, and telling me all the different type of things that I need to know when I go into college, after college, things that he went through, things that he was going through, that he would tell me. And I just felt like I've been knowing him for so long, and it was like, dang, this dude really care about me. You know what I'm saying? Because he about so many things that I need to know that other people not telling me, and for me, I think that injuries really opened up my eyes to who really with me and who really not with me. Because the people who with you when you get hurt, they're gonna be still there. And I had a homeboy, man. He still live, my homeboy, actually, Rib Shack. I remember I wanted to, go over Petway House, and he was like, all right, since you want to go over Petway House, when we go over there during commercial time, you gonna rehab. You know what I'm saying? So every time the commercial come on, he got me rehabbing. He got me doing exercise that I was doing in rehab. And I'm like, he care, and he's a smart guy. And he's another guy that, that poured life into me as well. And then I just knew that these two guys, man, that they were there for, a reason. And, God put them in my life for a reason. And ever since I had them in my life, I can call them about anything, and they'll have a smart way of going by it. And, I'll give you option, to think different than what you was thinking before you called them. And I just want to thank them, man, because of the time that they took out their day or whatever, and to speak to me. They're really big for me, because I'm real big on time. Like, I don't like being late, and what I'm saying, like, I do everything on time, and and I don't like wasting people time as well, because I know time is everything. And yeah, that's it for me, man. Johnny Jackson and Kevin Williams, man, those two guys really poured life into me and made me look at life a different way. And just meeting Glenn Coffey, and he also, he's a guy. He's a very different guy from all other football players. And that's another guy. When I got to college, he was talking to me, and it was different from what I've been hearing. And he made me look at things a little different as well. And Johnny would tell me, he was like, man, you remind me of Glenn Coffey, cause y'all think just alike. But when I met Glenn, I'm like, this dude think totally different from me, but he probably saw something that I didn't see. But them the two people who pour life into me, man. And we're gonna close up shop. And before we close up, I want to go around the room, man, and get what y'all got going on, what y'all got coming up, and how could the people find you on social media? I'm gonna
Yeah,
start with you.
man. Find your boy at Blake Sim 6. You know what I'm saying? Instagram, all platforms. Man, we got spring ball coming up, man. We starting our off-season workouts back up right after spring ball. I mean, right after the spring break, the kids at the beach and stuff. I know that's lovely. I ain't go to the beach South 28. But anyway, I want them throwing up when they get back. Man, it's time to get to work. I'm trying to win this state championship. Um,
Go ahead.
that's it. That's it right there.
What about you, Bobby? Well, what you got going on? What you got coming up next? And how can the people find you on social media?
You got the same schedule as me, dog. But you know what's coming up? Camp, about to break camp, about to get into this game week. About to go try to get us another championship, dog. But if y'all want to find your boy on Instagram, is B_Holley 41. And Bo, you know what we got going, so follow me.
Hey, bro, where you from?
I'm from Louisiana, man, North Louisiana.
Okay, I can hear it.
Yeah, country boy.
What about you, CJ? What you got going on? What you got coming up? And how could the people find you on social media?
Yeah, man, we got a tournament this Saturday at Hoover High School. It's a media tournament, so there'll be a ton of media there to get these guys some exposure. They can find me on IG. I think it's C.Jones, 3 S's. Coach Jones, you know, we getting stuff done around here, brother.
Yes, sir. What about you, Trent? What you got going on? What you got coming up? I know you the athletic director, you a reporter, you a radio announcer, you the principal, you the coach, you the bus driver from when I go on road trips. So tell the people what you got going on, what you got coming up. I know you should have with all that going on. I know you got a mouthful. Radio show tomorrow, you know.
Oh, dang. Okay. Hey.
Hey, I just want y'all to know, Bo ain't shit, y'all. Hey, that's my problem. Nah, man, but yeah, we definitely got the radio show, man. The roast with TR3, and me and Reggie on it. Yeah, me and Reggie every day. We got we have Tuesday we do the Hometown Heroes, and we have Mike McCoy, Funny Man, Antonio Langham, and myself and Reg, and we call different players up and we get them to come on. I know the last couple of weeks we've been having a conversation. Could the 2015 team beat the 09 team? And so Reggie been mad at me for the last few months, last few weeks. So we just have fun with it, man. And we teach, show, man, that you know, we are human. And we try to treat, you know, the show just like how we treat life. You know, it's the rope. So that's the name of the show. But man, as far as, you know, youth stuff right now, man, we're still into AU basketball. Actually, we got a tournament in Huntsville. TJ them they're doing pretty good, man. They're a pretty solid team. But then we're stepping back into, you know, basketball, man, football up soon, baseball and football. But man, as far as, you know, me, man, you know, I'm on this show every Wednesday. Of course, you know, with my brothers, with my grown men on this show with me. Man, it's been a blessing, bro. It's been a blessing. But that's all I got, man. Right now, I'm staying. Oh, I got Pensacola, y'all. Daiquiri. I'm putting one up here too, and hopefully, I get it in the next year. So we're gonna have another Daiquiri lounge up here, y'all.
Yeah,
In Birmingham,
you gonna have one. One in Pensacola, one in Birmingham. How drunk you trying to get?
You need to come to the A with it. You need to come to the A with it, cuz.
Oh, well, you need to hang with your boy then, because I don't drink either.
Listen, don't worry about it, because
I'm retired.
We do our first show. We're gonna be there when we open up. We're gonna do a show from there.
You see me at the Natty?
Cool.
Hey, fool, them fools on me at the Natty, fool.
Yeah.
Fools on me, dog. I have me a little white cloth hand, them fools on me. Look, that when I knew, hey, I looked to my left and I told my partner, probably need to start retiring after that picture.
Yeah, man. But for me, yeah, man, we in camp. We about to break camp Friday. We getting our rings on Monday. We had a ring ceremony on Monday. And you know, also on Cameo. You can request the videos on Cameo for happy birthdays or anniversaries, you know, whatever it may be, holidays. And yeah, that's it for me, man. I'm ready to get this season started, man, and hopefully that, you know, the people that watching, that y'all watch the Birmingham Stallions this year. Our first game on April the 15th, 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central Time. Make sure you tune in and watching. Man, that's all we have for y'all tonight. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you guys for coming on and sharing your knowledge to the people. I really appreciate it. And roll tide. And
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Go Guardians.